This fabrication table I built about 15 years ago, and I no longer have it. I sold it when I sold my shop, but it has some unique features I hope you get some ideas from. So let's take a look at it and we'll go through. It's old video, and it's grainy, and it's unprofessional, but I think all the ideas come through okay. So let's take a look.
Just something there I was kind of working on, and thought maybe somebody'd like to see it and maybe get an idea or two out of it, and kind of been taking my time on it. Actually drew it up and designed it on a CAD system, an AutoCAD system, but kind of helps you draw things on paper and get them kind of close to right before you go welding stuff together and cutting. It's heavy. I mean, this table, that's all 3.5-inch square, 1/4-inch wall steel tubing, and that's some bucks heavy. But that's what the casters are for, and even with the casters, I think I'm going to have to put a trailer hitch on it, because put a kind of a hurting on old man hauling this thing around too far. It's alright to move around the shop here, but wouldn't want to go too far with it, not without some power equipment. Here's another thing here. I just don't know what I'm going to do here, but I welded that. There's a 1-inch book nut there welded, and it goes through, so I can put a clamp bolt, and then inside the end of that tube there I could put a piece of 3-inch square tubing, kind of along the same lines as that pipe, and kind of make an extension. But I went ahead and did that, but I don't know what kind of attachments I need or ever use there, so I don't know if I'll do anything with that ever, but it's there if I ever needed it. Just drill a 1-inch hole and weld yourself a nut on there and make you one of them clamp bolts. And all these clamp bolts, I just made them out of some threaded rod and whatever, welded them together and drilled them, or whatever it took. And see them vice things, that's just some 1-inch threaded rod. It goes through there, and got the homemade wing nuts on there. And hopefully that'll work out pretty good for doing some woodworking and metalworking or whatever kind of thing there. Got like a vice thing there. Same thing on that side. It's a piece of 2-inch Schedule 80 goes up through that tubing and welded on the top and the bottom. Drill them holes out of there with a 2 3/8 hole saw, and actually used a cordless 1/2-inch drill on it, and it took a while and it took a few batteries, but got her done. But the whole table there, that's some 3.5-inch square. It's originally a scrap rack out of a warehouse. I got them, and they were scrapped them out, so I took them and made a few things out of them. And I had to add some extensions to the legs down there because they were a little short. And then on that side there, got the casters down there.
I asked her to go up my spot. I was going to come back, and she didn't.
And then here we got just a thing I made up to hold some aerosol cans or whatever. You could stick a hammer handle in there or whatever. It comes off of there, and put it where you want on there. Just some bent up steel and some 3-inch Schedule 40 pipe cut and welded up a little bit. And then we got here, I put an outlet in there, a weatherproof outlet. What that does is the wires go down through the tube and come out the end here, and then you just put that up to extension cord, and you got your plug down. Forever switching cords around and stuff, it's kind of a pain. So I put that on there. And then this here, it ain't quite finished, but come over here, and there's a angle iron frame there on the end, down on the working end, and eventually I'll put some sheet metal in there and make either a storage box out of it or slide a toolbox up in there or something like that, or put some tools in there. This here, these are just some things I made quite a long time ago, and they seem like they're going to work pretty good on here. They're just some big old angle iron welded together. And somewhere else I got, around here somewhere, I got 3 more of them, so they're kind of for fixturing things up, making some frames and stuff like that. You can clamp your tubing or angle or channel or whatever to them and get them pretty close to square. And give you some room to weld them and stuff like that. Kind of painted them, keep the weld slag off it. Down there, and all this down here, this is This stuff here is, like I say, you can see if I can get this here. Kind of hard to do this, but this here will turn and go up and down and everything in that pipe, and then you clamp it with them bolts you've seen before. What that is, it's a 2-inch Schedule 80 pipe. Structural guys know that is extra strong, but the reason I use that is not that it had to be that strong, but the idea on it fits an 1.5-inch pipe a lot better than a Schedule 40 standard pipe does, so I use that Schedule 80. Them pipes there, them are 1.5 inches that fit up in there. They fit in there pretty good. You know, see this here clamps that, so you loosen that up and show you. It got a little play, you know, when it's loose in there, but not much, just enough to get it up in there. And that there's 1.5 inch Schedule 80, but it don't have to be. It's just what I had. And it's standard 1.5 inch. It worked fine because the OD on any kind of 1.5 inch pipe's going to be the same.
But she persistently
But
would play Larry
there's
constantly.
a little better view of that vise there,
And
and
then a few times,
just something I made up.
there was 3 times that I showed up and
As you can see, the table still got a little dog
like I
ugly
said,
to it
that's
because it
what
ain't
I-
finished,
that's
it
what
ain't
I'm talking
painted or
about.
nothing, but
I sit out
I get some
and he
video
plays
on it.
14 games and we only
this
won
here
5.
table, that worked out pretty good, but my wife just told me she said I should have made that table longer, and then it would be kind of an extension table for that vise, which would be a pretty good idea, but I ain't quite smart as her, so I didn't think of that. But that table was a little longer. I don't know if you can see it here, but it don't quite, you know, line up with that vise. But you know, I suppose the guy made that a little bit longer. It'd be the extension for that vise, and you could hold some longer stuff. But I got some extra pipe here that make different attachments with to fit up in them pipes. I was thinking about making a V-stand and stuff for doing pipe work and stuff like that. That'll come along, or whatever got to be done here around the place. Always seem to be doing something. Always something to do. Hope this comes out alright. I'm doing it on a little Canon digital camera and trying to movie thing. It's kind of driving me nuts. It keeps saying busy. What the hell is it busy for? I don't know what the hell it's doing, but we'll see how it comes out. I'll put it on the computer and see if I can edit it up or do something with it and make it look presentable so I don't look like an idiot. But we'll see what it looks like. I was just trying things out. Here's the first time I really took a movie with this thing. I don't know if you even hear me on this thing. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. It turns out really bad. I guess you ain't never going to see it, but it turns out halfway decent. Here it is, you know. But that there's the table. See if I get you an overall view of that thing and see that messy old shop. But yeah, that's kind of the table. Okay, here we go. We're going to try this out. Update on our workbench here. And I got me a AC adapter for this camera, so we're going to see maybe that'll work a little better now. But as you can see, it's a little prettier now. It's got some paint on it. Got that orange and black paint on there. And as you've seen before, I put a row of 7/8 inch through holes through these frame rails here on the front and the 2 sides halfway back. Those are for, I don't know, I figured I could use that for clamping. 3/4 inch bolt will fit through there real slippery, and I suppose a 7/8 will fit in there tight if it ever needed to be. But what I was thinking them could be used as clamping things. Then also, I guess if I made myself some round peg type things with a 3/4 or 7/8 rod on the bottom to go through there, I could put them in there and maybe bend some things with different diameters and set up a couple different kind of rigs to bend metal around the radiuses and stuff like that. But there's a row of holes all along there. I did that with a mag base drill. This here I picked up. They were scrapping this out, and this V-stand here, and it's a pretty darn nice V-stand. It's big, heavy duty, and got those round plate feet on there, and nice Acme thread screw adjustment, real heavy angle on there. I was going to build me one, but they were throwing this out, and I grabbed it. And it's got a nice screw adjustment there, you know, for turning it, you know, doing it up and down. But one of the other nice things here is if I slip this out, it happens to just pretty much fit. Fits pretty well in that table. And it'll do the same thing. It adjusts up and down and all that, so at least saved me from having to make one. So anyway, there's the table as it sits now, and still a little more work to do on it. I suppose there'll always be a little more work to do on it, but it's pretty serviceable right now. And let's see, I'm gonna put that top on there, and I'll have half of it with a solid top, and then this top will be open. And it kind of works out pretty good because I could set round bale feeders in there, and they set right down in there and that. And I guess big things with stuff sticking out the bottom or something will fit in there. But that's what I was planning, is leaving this half open like it is, and then that side there we'll get that table frame turned around on there and get her tacked in place. It looks like it's going to fit pretty good after we get her braced up a little bit more. So anyway, there's the table, and that's where we're at now. And so far, I guess it seems like the AC adapter is working for the camera a little better. I ain't got them batteries going dead, so we'll see how this comes out. Do a little editing, put it on there, see what you think. Leave a comment, leave a question.